chips on the side, a little bit of bacon, baby, waitress, princess, guacamole, pancakes. Don't get anxious that it ain't breakfast time, 'cause anytime's the right time, anytime's the right time for pancakes. When I make your pancakes, I'll add to the batter a little bit of cinnamon and vanilla, some fresh fruit on the top or the side. I know berries you're not quite a fan of, so maybe some fresh sliced bananas on your pancakes.
That's live, baby. Kurt Turner taking us out there with some pancakes. What's up, everybody? How are you doing out there in internet land? Hope everyone is well, and wherever you are listening to or watching the podcast. We're out here for the Maverick Rose Music Hour live and in color if you're watching. Niche Wine Lounge in beautiful Holly Springs, North Carolina. We are the official podcast of the year for 2025, thanks to the Maggie Awards and all of the viewers out there, listeners out there. Darcy, you look a little different tonight.
I am indeed, yes. I've done something with my hair.
And a nice accent. I like it. This is good. No, we're so graciously joined by the legendary British Jim, all the way back from what, season 1, season 2 you were on?
I think so.
3, I think. Yeah. So been on the show before. Yep. So we've got British Jim with us. We have regular Jim with us. I guess that doesn't sound right. There's nothing regular about Jim. How are you, my friend?
All right.
All right.
That fan's too much. That's why I got my hat on.
The fan is too much. That's not even facing towards us.
No, that
the one up there. All right. We'll see about that. So let's see. If you like what you see here tonight, what you hear tonight, you can check us out over at MaverickRoseMusic.com. Everything is available right there on the website, the schedule, all the things that we're doing. Hello, Zin. Hello, Patty. Let's see. Have we got the Woodman tonight? Is Marty here? Let's see, because we don't have Darcy. So I'm going to see if we got the Woodman. Let's see if I can summon him. Marty.
Hello.
Marty's looking a little different, too. Who is this?
Hi, I'm Marty. I'm here to represent Rescue Wood Rehab. So if you guys have any home projects you'd like to do or have us do one for you, I'd love to have you down at Rescue Wood Rehab.
That's right.
So
It's more than wood. It's an experience.
it's an experience, yeah. It's an experience to me. It's changed my appearance entirely.
I was going to say, let's see. So if we got British Jim, who is this? Who are we talking to tonight? Do you recognize Marty? This is a different Marty.
This is my carer.
Yeah.
I'm Jim's carer.
There it is.
I'm
there it
Christy.
Is. That's right. This is Christy. So we got British Jim, we got Christy here, and we have Amber. Our version of Amber tonight is Pumpkin. Got Pumpkin down on the pumpkin camp. So as always, we like to have our four-legged friends as well. We are dog-friendly out here at the niche. Oh, Zen says hi, Woodman. So.
Hi.
Marty got a
Careful,
haircut
Zen.
here. That's right. Now, Darcy and Marty are down in the islands of Florida, right?
Yeah,
down in
I think so.
yeah, somewhere down in Florida.
Attending 2 weddings.
Yeah, 2 weddings.
2 weddings.
When one's not enough,
Exactly.
got to double up.
What are they in Key West? Jimmy Buffett land?
I think somewhere down there
All
where the water is clear and the sands are clean.
You'd think we'd know that. I don't think they want anyone to know where they are, I guess.
That's right. It's not like in New Jersey when you walk on the shore and you have to watch out for stepping on beach balls or something that could give you Hep C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
I don't want that. So.
No, but take this opportunity to be on the Diversity podcast.
That's right. That's exactly right. So I want to say really quick that Jim and I are happy to be here. So Jim will be drinking for 2 tonight because I've got 2 Jims here. So anytime I say Jim and I, you grab whatever you have close by to drink, whether that be water, soda, juice, alcoholic beverages, wine, because of course we are at Niche Wine. Cocktails, anything back there. Andy behind the bar pouring our cocktails for us tonight, looking out for us, so we were thankful for that. Patricia says that she needs pumpkin. Yeah, I think we all need pumpkin. You got to be careful. Pumpkin is easy to fall in love with, I'll tell you that. So that brings us to a little segment. Now, Darcy's looking a little different. Maybe she'll sound a little different, but we're going to do Darcy's Billboard. So we'll see what Darcy's got for us with the Billboard hits tonight. The
Okay.
hits keep coming.
Yeah, so I thought I'd change this up, representing Britain here. So you normally look at the US billboards.
We do normally look at U.S. billboards, yes.
So I've picked 2 dates with the help of yourselves,
Yes.
unwittingly, on, was it Thursday? Thursday, where I asked you, when's your date of birth?
That's right.
And what is your favourite year for music?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 billboards that we'll run through quickly. One
All right.
for 1967.
Yeah.
That must be mine.
I think so, yeah, and one for 1996.
Okay.
Okay, so this is really a competition, guys.
It's going to be fun.
So who wants to go first?
I
Paper,
think
scissors,
Jim.
stone?
I think Jim should go first.
Jim first.
I think he's got a
Okay.
better chance at it.
Okay, so starting at number 10, I give you the name of the song. You give me the artist.
This is May of 67.
Yes, the 11th to be precise, I think, or the week before. Anyway,
All right.
okay. A little bit me, a little bit you.
That would be, I assume it's the Monkees version of the Neil Diamond song.
I'll assume that too. It's the Monkees. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Nice. All right. Okay.
Okay, so one to Jim. I can hear the grass grow.
What the hell?
Ah,
All right.
Christy in the chat says 67, which I believe is 69, and I owe you 2.
well, I think that's fair. Up top.
I can hear the grass grow.
I don't know it either. But I wasn't born.
All right. No, I've never even.
Should we move on?
Who?
Is that a pass? Should we move on?
What
Jimmy
is it?
Ray Vaughan?
No, it's called The Move. I was
It's
just
called The Move.
Oh, The Move.
Yeah.
I've heard of the band The
okay.
Move. But
So we're still on 1. Funny, familiar, forgotten feelings.
funny, familiar, forgotten feelings.
Lots of F's.
That is
Yeah.
alliteration.
I got another F coming for this one.
Oh my! Look out.
You will have heard of this person though.
I've heard of them.
He's from the Valleys.
From the what?
I'm not doing that again.
The
Welsh people might.
See, we got the only reason Jim cheers because of his accent. Now I'm thinking it's a bad idea. What'd you say?
It's because your hat's pulled too low, man. You can't hear him.
From the valley.
Do you want a clue?
All right. What the hell?
My, Delilah.
Oh, it's Tom Jones.
Yes, well done. I don't know how you got that.
Let's
So-
go. Let's go.
Okay,
But that's still a miss.
number 7. You're taking that as a you don't. We'll put that in the back pocket in case Maverick does really well. If not, okay. So Purple Haze,
All right.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
correct.
Thank
the
you.
boat that I row.
What?
The boat that I row.
The boat. That's all I wrote.
The boat that I row.
The boat that I row. Rory Gallagher. I don't know.
No, Lulu.
Lulu.
Lulu,
Okay.
yeah,
I know
okay.
Lulu,
All
but
right,
I don't
all
remember
right.
that song.
Okay, the next one. If you don't get this, I guess you're going to walk off. So, Pictures of Lily.
All right.
Okay.
We know it's the Bloody Who.
The Bloody Who.
Exactly. Okay. Silence is Golden.
The Tremolos.
Correct.
Nice.
Dedicated to the one I love. At number 3.
Mama Cass.
Yeah, Mamas and Papas.
That's it.
Number 2, Something Stupid.
That's Nancy and Frank.
Yeah.
Well done, yeah. And final one, Puppets on a String at number 1.
Puppets on a String.
Yeah.
Puppets on a String.
I don't know the song. I'm just gonna guess because they were big in England. Status Quo.
No. Nice try. Sandy Shore.
Oh,
Sandy
Sandy
Shore.
Shore.
Let's top
All
that
right.
up. So we go 1,
Sandy
2, 3, 4,
I-
5, 6.
I only got 6,
I
right?
think
You got
6
6.
with the 6.5.
Let's
with the
see if
top.
I can do. Let's see if I can do any
6.
better. Let's see if I can do any better. So really quick before we get into that, Marty says that he misses us, and Darcy and
Yeah.
they will see us next week.
No, we miss you too, guys.
Yep,
Yeah,
definitely.
likewise.
For sure.
The week will go fast, so enjoy yourself.
I do want to say that the Maverick Rose Music Hour is not just music; it's also an experience.
Exactly.
That's right. Now, that goes out to you, Marty.
Enjoy some conky fritters for me.
That's I don't.
Conch fritters. What are
It's
they?
something. Whatever you eat down in Florida, gator bites.
They do.
Okay, are you ready for 1996?
Bring it on, man. Bring
Taking
it on.
you back. Okay, and number 10, All I Want.
All I want. Toad the Wet Sprocket.
No. Skunk and Nancy.
Wait, what?
Skunk and Nancy.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard it?
I'm in trouble. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Okay.
Company.
It's okay. It's a long way to go. Number 9. How bizarre.
OMC.
Correct. Well done. I'm alive.
Metric. No, that's Help I'm Alive, and that's from the 2000s. I don't know.
It's Stretch and Vern present Mad Dog. I've never heard of them either.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Number 7. We've got a chance for this one. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Don't leave no man.
Ed Sheeran
Oh, a couple of decades out.
covering the Beatles. Instead of Hey Jude, it's Hey Dude. I don't know.
It's Cooler Shaker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
you will know.
Yeah.
I thought that. This is a gimme. Virtual Insanity at number 6.
Jamiroquai.
Correct.
JK at
Now-
the helm there.
I'm hoping you don't get this one. It's number 5 is I've Got a Little Puppy.
Yeah, I don't know that.
It's by the Smurfs.
Okay. Wait,
Yeah,
what was going on in
We
96?
did.
What were you doing over
Okay,
there?
so the UK charts loves a novelty hit.
They
So
do. They do.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
don't know if it translates over
That's
here.
fair. Yeah.
but- Okay, so unfortunate on that one. Number 4, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Deep Blue something.
Well done.
Yeah.
Number 3, Ready or Not.
I don't know.
Fugees.
Yep. Okay.
Number 2 is Flavor. Good luck.
Nope.
Flavo Flav.
Flavor Flav.
That is by a guy you probably never heard of, Peter Andre.
Okay.
He's a
Yep.
Australian celebrity.
Okay. You looked him up, didn't you?
Rapper.
You had to look him up.
No, I
Oh, you know him,
unfortunately,
but you don't.
I know him very well.
Oh gosh. Unfortunately, you know him
yeah.
very well. He's like snow.
Yeah. And number 1, Wannabe.
Oh, Spice Girls.
There we
Yeah,
go.
come on,
So
okay.
quick tot up. I think Jim won, but 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a victory for Jim. Congratulations,
All right.
Jim.
Congratulations, Jim. Nice. It's good stuff. Well, that will conclude.
Darcy's Billboard hits.
And that's going to bring us on to a little game that we like to call.
It's Highlander, there can be only one.
That's right. So let's see what we got here. The way Highlander works is we're going to pull one of these eggs out of the gotcha machine, and we're going to seek an answer, and there can be only one answer.
Big Head Todd or Todd Gack?
Do I get the monsters with Big Head Todd, or is it just Big Head Todd?
Just Big Head Todd.
Yeah, no, I'd have to have with the gack.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of you out there know the Todd Gack reference.
Okay. The drinking song that you think of if you remember.
What?
Getting a little
A
esoteric here.
drinking song that you think of if you can remember it. What is your drinking song? What's your go-to drinking song? I think for me it's tub thumping. Because
Yeah,
you drink a whiskey
Chumbawamba.
drink,
Yeah,
you drink
no,
a
I saw
lager
it's-
drink, you drink a cider drink. Yeah, I think. Well, I say but that was never a song that I drank to. I think for me, a song that I associate with drinking every time, and I was listening to it earlier today, which was it brought me back, and I had a lot of memories. Motorcycle Emptiness, Manic Street Preachers. That's one that I used to drink to quite a bit. Patty says Red Solo Cup. She's a Red Solo Cup. I fill you up. Yeah, drinking songs.
You mean a song that you want to drink to? I mean,
The song that you're in the pub with your mates and you
any
raise up
song.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
Well,
Jim doesn't drink. So.
Well, no, but
Yeah, you gotta drink
I'll
it.
just put myself down south with Marty and Darcy and have one of them fruity drinks and sing, I don't know what.
Margarita.
Guantanamera.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you go with tequila.
Tequila's a good drinking song, yeah. Not Wagon Wheel. Get out of here. What are you talking about, Christy? Christy said Wagon Wheel in the chat. No, we don't. There's a no Wagon Wheel rule at Niche. We don't play that game. All right. I will say also one of the worst nights of my life was listening to one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer and attempting to every time, sort of chase that. So Bad Times with some George Thorogood there. So there's a lot of drinking songs out there. I see the chat's already hit us with a couple, so just think about that a little bit.
I was drinking only in 1976, and I can't think of a song that typified it for me.
Well, and I think that's why it says "if you remember" on the question. So that was a audience contribution from the viewers there. Let's see what we got next on Highlander. Ooh, this is interesting. So this is more of a yes or no question, but maybe it'll start a conversation. Are reunion/farewell tours a cash grab?
Yes.
That was quick. All right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, nothing wrong with it at all. What do you think, Jim?
I guess it would depend on the tour, probably mostly, but I'm sure some of them just love to do it,
I mean, obviously it is. Yeah, nobody ever does like a reunion tour or a farewell tour because they're actually going away. And we know that because they always do 3 or 4 of them. 2 years later, 3 years later, they go, yeah, I want to buy another Ferrari. Let me do another tour. I got to make a house payment. Yeah, Patty says yes. Yeah, I think unequivocally it's a cash grab. I think the question is whether, and it's like you said, is there anything wrong with it?
No.
There isn't. Yeah, I don't think so. You capitalize on your brand. I think it becomes an issue when every 3 years you're doing a farewell tour just to get more, and the ticket prices go up and up and up, and somebody goes because they go, oh, this is going to be the last one.
And as band members leave, it's like, oh, it's the last
and
one.
then it's like karaoke.
So.
You don't have the full band. Yeah. Zen says 100%. Yeah, I think so. What about you, Marty? What do you say? Is that a cash grab?
You could.
Nope, Marty's not even listening. All right, cool.
She'll be typing to you.
That's right. It'll be in the
find
chat. Which one? Oh, okay. All right. Let's see what our next Highlander is.
The Who did that a few times and said, we got to stop calling it our last tour.
I was going to say, every tour
They
can be
didn't
the
do it on
last tour.
purpose.
Like, if you try hard enough, every tour can be the last tour.
That's right.
So just while you're building the drama, did you hear of the retirement this weekend
Who is?
from the fifth Beatle?
The fifth Beatle.
Yeah.
Fifth Beatle is long dead. Oh, you mean Pete Best, the
Yeah.
drummer. Yeah.
Formally retired this weekend.
I didn't know he was out there.
Yeah, the Pete Best Band.
Yeah, man.
He put out a cheesy album once called Best of the Beatles.
Oh my gosh. Did you see the trailer that came out for John and Yoko?
I did not.
They're doing
No.
a concert video from their one full-length performance that they did together.
Was Zappa in it?
I didn't see him, but maybe. Which? Oh, Yoko. Yeah, Yoko. No, Yoko was not the fifth Beatle. So I'm looking at the chat here. It's like the fifth Beatle. No, the fifth Beatle is not Yoko. Which album has the most iconic cover art? Which album has the most iconic cover art? It's tough. Hit me in the chat. Let me know.
Can I come up here and weigh in on this?
Of course,
Go
yes,
ahead.
please.
So again, this is Marty from Rescue Wood Rehab. I was just saying,
A little closer to the mic, please.
I think that
Yeah, there we go.
the best artwork that I can think of is, well, I can't think of any of them because I'm not a music enthusiast. So I just wanted to come up here and give you a break and say, I totally misunderstood how you guys were doing the game. I was trying to choose between 67 and 96. How was the music? What year was the music from?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
got it now. So thank you. It
Nice.
was really
All
a lot
right.
of fun.
So
There you go.
Next time Darcy's away, you'll be on.
All right. I got
That's
it.
right. Perfect. Thank you, Christy. Yeah, most iconic album cover art. Jeopardy music plays in the
Yeah,
background.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ooh,
Andy's
Zinbad. Zinbad.
Uh-oh,
Oh my
Andy's here.
gosh, look at this. It's Andy.
That
The
would
legend.
be Nirvana, Nevermind.
Zin just said the same thing in the chat, my guy. That's exactly
yeah,
that's
a
exactly
good
what just
one.
came up.
That's
Yep.
a good one with the.
Is that
Yeah.
the one with the
Water
baby?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one with the baby.
I don't get it.
Yep.
Can I represent my comment here about
Of course,
I
yeah.
love that album, by the way. It's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
album.
Yeah.
But there was some fallout from that album, wasn't there?
Absolutely
about
controversial
that
cover. Yeah, they had to cover it
particular
up in
cover
certain
album?
markets. And,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe not. Was it really the most artistic album? Because I was thinking more like picture art, like
Controversial,
something on.
certainly.
It is,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like 20 years down the road after they came out with that album.
Right?
But
Yeah.
there's other really valuable, more artistic work on
Yeah.
like the Beatles albums and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking of.
Which Beatles album
I keep
cover art?
picturing Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, it's epic.
Yeah.
Abbey Road. I think you got to give a mention to Abbey Road as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
What was the Rolling Stones
Sergeant
one?
Peppers. Sticky Fingers
Sticky
is
Fingers,
usually
yeah.
my
Yeah.
argument in this fight is usually Sticky Fingers. It's my favorite Stones album. And part of why I love it so much is, again, on the original album, you had the zipper,
Yeah.
Andy Warhol doing the art for it. The inner sleeve is Mick Jagger in his underwear, so it's almost like you take him out of the jeans.
You had me till the
That's really,
sleeve.
really, really iconic. I think there's an argument made for Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, because it's instantly recognized. I think it's one of the top 5 most recognizable images
Yeah.
in history. Like you
With
can
the
show it
prism.
to anyone, and
Yeah.
there's been studies done on that as far as pop culture. Led Zeppelin 4 is a really iconic album cover that a lot of people notice. For me, like if I'm just picking my favorite, and I say what to me is the most iconic, is What's the Story, Morning Glory.
Really?
I do, yeah. Even more than Definitely
I mean,
Maybe. I love
prob-
that with them just passing in the street.
I mean, it's yeah.
I like that. I like Ziggy Stardust, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and Spiders from Mars. I like those because a lot like with Abbey Road, the photos were they were sort of just there. They just said, hey, let's go. We're outside the studio. Let's snap it. It wasn't even really intentional. They weren't like, what is this iconic image? They just, real quick, we need a cover. We need an album cover. And then they made it.
But I
happen.
guess it goes hand in hand. Like you can have the best album cover ever and the worst music.
Yeah, yeah. Patty says Abbey Road. Yeah, I think so. What about Jim? What do you got, Jim?
I'll go with, because it was unusual and it's hard to separate from the album, but Sgt. Pepper was just something you studied the music and you studied the cover.
But you and I have discussed the cover from King Crimson a lot. 'Cause
Well,
I know you're big.
that's the other one I was going to say. As far as pure artwork, I love In the Court of the Crimson King. That's one of my favorites.
And this is difficult because it's supposed to be Highlander where you only pick one, but I think all of us have a couple of albums where you say, yeah, this is when I think of album art, that's what I think of.
I'll go for Queen, A Kind of Magic then, for that reason.
Yeah.
Stick with Highlander.
Sure.
That's all the songs.
All right, we'll do one more and then we'll move on from Highlander. So let's see what we got here. Really quick, I want to say thank you to Niche Wine Lounge for hosting us out here. We're in beautiful Holly Springs, North Carolina. And without them, we would not have a home. So they do live entertainment out here each and every night of the week. And if you think that they're not, trust me, there is. There's always something entertaining going on at the Niche. So we do open mic on Thursdays. We do the podcast here live every Wednesday. So make sure you come out and see us. Live music on the weekends and early week as well. So always something. They support the local music scene heavily, so we're thankful for them. Anything by Queen, says CB Diva. Yeah, for sure. Queen has some amazing album art.
Yeah.
All right. If you could tour with one band as a special guest for a week, who would it be? You can tour with one band as a guest for a week.
As a married man or as a single man?
Oh, no!
She's
I think present day, my
she's
friend.
distracted by the dog.
I think
Okay.
present day. Now's your, yeah.
I mean, I've got to stick with. I've just got to go with Oasis,
Yeah.
just to kind of get in the middle and tell them to calm down and break it up.
Keep the tour alive
Yeah,
by
exactly.
staying there. The special guest that you would be as referee to keep the brothers apart. Have you heard, and we'll talk more about Oasis later, but have you heard that Liam has not even come in yet for their practice sessions? They're keeping him apart so to reduce the chances of things imploding.
That sounds like good management.
True. Patty says Taylor Swift or Sabrina Carpenter. You just said Taylor Swift. Man, we made it 25 minutes in before you made me say Taylor Swift. All right.
Good job.
Keith says, sorry I didn't make it, boys. I've never heard of that band, but I assume that they would probably be pretty fun to tour with. We miss you, man. You're obviously welcome at the podcast anytime you come on out here, but we're glad to have you in the chat. That's Keith from Keith's Woodworks. I can hear Pumpkin over there. Yeah. What do you got, Jim? Who you want to go on tour with?
You mean just hanging out with them?
For a week, you just follow them around, ride on the tour bus, go to the concerts, see the shows?
It can be any time, right?
Yep.
Because I'm sure as hell not touring with anyone now.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
It would be the Who in like the early 70s.
You're trying to drive a car into a pool, throw a TV out a window,
Well,
trash a hotel
I
rooms.
saw him 7 times, and I've never seen that kind of energy in a live show.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I don't care about the kind of the costume kind of thing, and they didn't do that. They just dressed with whatever, but
Yeah.
it was just more organic, the way they performed on stage, and it was pretty cool.
Zinbad in the chat says Panic at the Disco. CB Diva says James Taylor and his all-star band. Yeah, these are all good bands, good artists to tour with.
Yeah, what's yours?
Any band at any time. I'd want to tour with Guns N' Roses at their peak, like 90, 92, 91, 92. Maybe even as late as 93, but yeah, like Guns N' Roses at their peak.
Whilst you're sober.
Sober, yeah, I don't know. Again, I think it's for the same thing. Maybe, just maybe, I could help Axel get to the show on time and not fight
think
anybody.
you'd just be there going, oh man.
Yeah. As a second present day, I would like to tour with Morrissey. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a much more laid back experience. You're gonna have some nice dinners, good conversation, those kind of things. So
For present, I'd go around with Paul McCartney.
Yeah,
Just I
that'd be
never,
fun time.
never saw the Beatles, but
yeah,
it'd be fun hanging out with Paul.
for sure.
Try
All
to
right.
make him eat some meat. See what.
That's right. Well, I guess I'd be the same thing with Morrissey. You have to be careful if anybody starts cooking meat around there.
Yes. So for present, I'd go with Chessie and the Quitters just because
Oh,
that's what I do
the
anyway.
man's like,
So
I can
it's
sleep
fine.
in my own bed every night, no problem. Nice. All right, well, that's going to conclude Highlander for tonight, but that is going to bring us to... What does Jim think? If you regularly watch the podcast, you know what's coming. It's time to dive into the mind of Jim. And I'm not talking about British Jim. English James, as I call him. I think that's what's on his license.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep. British Jim is more the... You have to be friendly with him to be able to call him that. That's what Christy calls him at home. What you got for us tonight, Jim?
I don't really have kind of like a big topic. This is more like a discussion of these bands that crave authenticity and
Why do you look at me when you say that?
I
like to be authentic.
of the people.
Yeah.
Like once they get successful and wealthy, does that almost nullify their authenticity? I read a review of a Bruce Springsteen album recently. It was some wise guy reviewer, and he said, "Oh, here's another album for millionaire garage owners."
Yeah.
And the Clash, that's another example of, and even Nirvana. And did that lead to that tragic thing because he got successful? I don't know.
You know that anytime you say the Clash, I have to say that they're the only band that matters. And I have to say that like slightly tongue-in-cheek because I don't believe that, but I just think it's funny that that's like their tagline. The Clash are the only band that matters.
So where'd that come from? Did they do it themselves?
No, I think it's a magazine
Somebody
article.
said
Yeah,
it.
some of those. It was a review of them, and when they dropped, when they dropped London Calling, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. But yeah, they put it out, and it was like, the Clash are the only band that matters, man. They're edgy, they're cutting edge, they're the future. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult because you write about what you know, and there's Pumpkin. Yeah, Pumpkin's
Calm
looking
down,
out for us
Pumpkin.
tonight. That's all good. But I think you write about what you know, and when you're hungry and you're coming up, you write about being hungry and wanting to come up, and then after you put those albums out and you build your fan base, and then you're sitting there writing songs on account of the economy.
Yeah.
I can't find no work 'cause the steel mill shut down in America.
Yeah.
I just wrote Springsteen's next hit, man. Look out.
Exactly.
And I'm not
But it's-
saying they don't have the right to do it or anything. It's just
Yeah, somebody's got to write
curious,
songs
you know?
about that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But I hear you, and I guess the alternative to that is the bands get big and then they write songs about how hard it is to be a rock star.
That's what I really don't want to hear.
Songs like
That's right. Oh, Christy's back with us. What's up, Christy?
Hey, it's Marty again.
That's right.
I just had a comment about Springsteen because I know Springsteen, everybody thinks of him as-
Personally, you guys are friends?
I
or-
mean, I've just heard
Oh,
through the
okay.
grapevine. I mean,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't
for
know
sure.
me personally yet,
Uh-huh.
but I'm still young.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he apparently is one of our newest billionaires.
Oh,
In the
really?
United States. I don't know if you heard that.
I
The
did
news
not
came
know
out
that.
like Forbes, I think, in the last week or two. I think
Wow.
I heard that he's one of our newest billionaires. So
So
whatever.
he'll be a billionaire writing working class
Billionaires.
songs.
Yes,
Yeah.
but he is a billionaire writing working class songs,
Yeah.
and also made the comments that the numbers are real wrong.
Oh, so maybe he's not actually worth a billion.
disagreeing that
Okay.
he's a billionaire.
I have heard a lot of the guys who have made that list will come out and say, I don't know where
I
they're
don't know
getting
where
that
you're
number.
getting the
Yeah, I'm not
numbers.
really worth that
It's
much.
not me. So he's saying it's not him, but I
yeah,
think it's him.
It's
I mean-
probably him. Yeah, it would be. All right.
And he's got 7 albums coming out.
Does he? I had
7
not heard that.
unreleased,
Oh,
from
where
the
he's
archives.
digging in and pulling stuff out of the archives. So that brings up an interesting point, and you and I have talked about this before. Excuse me, Jim and I have talked about this before, and that's the idea that if you've got stuff in the archives, should you pull it out or should it stay there? If it wasn't good enough to make your top albums, do you really need to play the 8-minute version of the 4-minute song that was a hit?
I would
Cash
say no.
grab. That's exactly
Just-
correct. Ted.
Just go with the greatest hits and create your best album.
Zin says once you hit decent success, you're either singing about rock star problems or you're pandering working class music.
Yeah.
That's a hot take, but I think it's accurate. Those are kind of your two avenues.
Exactly. Songs like My Butler Ran Away and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not really
gonna
gonna be a hit,
Touch
like,
the soul of people.
Life is so hard riding in my Maserati. That's really not.
Well, that's-
unless it's hip hop. If it's rap, then you can.
Then
You
it's
could
just
be like-
bragging.
yeah. Then you can talk about driving your Bentley downtown. And
There's $1
throwing
billion
money.
in this elevator right now.
That's right.
But I'd rather hear, if Springsteen's got that thing inside him and that feel for the working man, getting rich doesn't necessarily change his soul,
Sure.
Better than him singing about it's tough to be a rock star for me.
Agreed. Yeah. I think it depends, but yes, generally speaking, I think it's hard, it's difficult to keep that level of authenticity once you reach peak success, when you're really up there. So,
As far as the lost albums thing, he used to, like, Darkness on the Edge of Town is my favorite Springsteen album. Apparently he had like 60 songs written for it and had to pick the 10,
Yeah.
And so I've heard some of those other songs, and yeah, they're generally, not as good. And
there's a reason they didn't make it. Yeah.
So why even, like, when you look at this, you say like the band's transition, there's a market out there for bands that are just copycat bands, what's
Greta
the
Van
phrase?
Fleet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why don't they just continue touring if they've got like 7 great albums? Why produce new music? Because it invariably isn't that great. Just go on tour, be in your own.
So I think that you get into music because you're an artist and you have something to say. And obviously you create, if you are fortunate enough to have a hit album or 2 or 3, one of the more successful bands, there is, number one, something to prove maybe to yourself and to the press, because they're going to be doing reviews and stuff.
Okay.
And there's this idea that you can still produce relevant art. You're an artist. So generally, a painter doesn't paint one painting and then stop.
Yeah, but then they can't like just keep selling that painting.
It's true.
Whereas you can,
it's the same thing. Or you can do what AC/DC does and just keep making the same album over and over and over again and reselling it. And that's only a slight dig at AC/DC. I like AC/DC. I don't have anything against them. I think it's brilliant if you're able to do what they have done. But the point is that all their music does sound the same, and that's one take on it. Alternatively, there are these bands that almost lose the plot. They do all different types of music, different types of albums, always reinventing themselves. Bowie always reinvented himself, always something new every time. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it wasn't. It just depends. I think Guns N' Roses is a good example of a band that didn't produce a ton of music. And in fact, almost all of their albums were recorded in the same time frame. So even like Lose Your Illusion, which came out later, that was apparently all recorded as part of the Appetite for Destruction sessions way back in the 80s. Those songs already existed. And so, and then they didn't do anything else till Chinese Democracy. So
Oasis getting back together, are you expecting new songs or just play the hits, guys?
I mean, they've already said there's a new album.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, there's. They've actually released the titles. I think there's 8 songs, if I'm not mistaken. And Noel specifically wrote them for Liam to sing. So it's the old format that they used to do.
Okay. Well,
so
we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
We'll see what. And Liam has. He sent him the songs, and he said, you know, there's at least 2 or 3 in there that he thinks will be a hit, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, Ted, what you got for us?
I'm not sure if this applies to what you're talking about, but I think it does. When Elvis was drafted, the colonel had him record a ton of music so that he could release songs while he was in the Army.
Sure.
Kept him current.
Yeah, and that's the same thing that happened with Tupac, I believe. Which is why we're still getting new Tupac music today. Rest in peace. Yeah, Scrimshank out there says, release the archives. It won't hurt Springsteen at this point, and history needs it. And I think there is a sense of wanting, if you're a super fan, if you really like the music, you want everything that guy ever did. You want the demos. You want the Bob Dylan is big on releasing like demos and parts of songs, and you get just everything. And I think for some people that's important. I think for other people they just want the greatest hits albums and they're happy.
Yeah.
I think it just depends. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Oasis does with their new music that's coming out.
So I need to say this.
Yes.
This is the curious thing about rock music. Unlike probably any other thing in the world that people do, is rock musicians appear to peak in their mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your favorite artists. I know for me, the Beatles, the Stones, the Who, all their 3 or 4 best albums were when they were in their mid to late 20s. And you still have that gene and you still come up with good stuff, but there's nobody I'm aware of that matches their albums when they're in their mid-20s, if you can find an example. And it can't be someone like Oasis when all their stuff is crap. You can't say, ooh, this is as good as that one. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, no!
So what are you suggesting, Jim? Some kind of Logan's Run, cut them off at 30? Is that what we're...
That means there's no hope for me, man, because I'm way past prime. I'm
No,
just going to hang up my songwriting gear.
Something to do with the, I don't know, something with the... something in the brain that makes you more pliable in your mid-20s.
So then that brings a question. Is that why older bands now use songwriters? Because they're like capturing, it's like the fountain of youth.
Maybe.
They're going and trying to pull in,
yeah, maybe.
find somebody that's in that sweet spot and get their perspective on the world.
And, good artists can still come up with good songs, but it's harder when you get older.
So what you're saying is if the Kinks do actually get back together and do a reunion, you don't want any new music?
The Kinks had a longer span than most, I thought, like right through to 79 or so, and then their albums after that I didn't much care for. But because Ray Davies is kind of an exception because he's just one of the exceptional songwriters that's ever been, like even the Beatles. I like all the Beatles albums, but their best ones and the Stones' best 3 or 4 were right in that sweet spot when they were in their mid to late 20s. It's a curiosity, but it appears to be true. Go ahead, my dear.
So it's Marty again from
Yeah.
Rescue Wood Rehab.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to the Niche Wine Lounge. Thank you very much for hosting the podcast here tonight.
That's right.
Appreciate being here. So Google says, I don't know what I say, but Google says Bill Withers, Leonard Cohen, and Sheryl Crow all had late successes in writing more than when they were younger in their 20s. There's like some good. options
Dave
out there for
Matthews,
them.
a good example
Also,
of a
yes,
later
very, yeah.
artist that came into it.
But it's rare.
Darius
I mean-
Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish. I don't think he was that young.
Oh,
when
no,
they
he
started.
was pretty young
Was
in
he
Hootie,
still young
right?
when they started? Well, I guess when they started, yeah.
Yeah, he transitioned
Yeah,
over and still
transitioned.
made successful music
That's
in
true.
the country.
But yeah,
and around.
Dave Matthews comes to mind as
Yep.
one of those later life big hits. Sheryl Crow, yeah.
Yeah.
They're out there for sure.
I think
Very
this
cute.
is mainly shows with like
Thank you.
really good artists. You know what I mean? Like I like Sheryl Crow. I can't think of any of her songs that I like, but I like her. You know?
So Zinbad says that 20s musicians have that leftover teenage angst with more musical skill. So it's kind of that sweet spot where you're still.
Yeah, I can't explain it. I didn't mean to pick on Oasis, Jim. Like
No, it's fine.
I think it hurt me more than it hurt him.
I have got a kind of segue question on that if we've got time, and that is obviously you guys are both musicians. I'm not a musician. I am to music what Helen Keller is to air traffic control. So
We've heard Jim
you guys-
play and sing. He's actually
He's
pretty good.
actually really good.
No,
yeah.
no.
He's just extremely modest.
So, if you could, and you both write songs, so if you could have one of being a successful artist singing somebody else's songs, or being a successful songwriter, somebody else singing your songs, which would you prefer?
Songwriter. All day.
Yeah.
Oh, that was easy.
I'd much rather be able to sing. So I make my living playing other people's music, and whatever little bit of success and fame that I do have in this world comes from that. But I don't personally, even at this level, I don't like the fame. I don't like the attention. And so being able to be a songwriter and create the art and then remain obscure, that is a beautiful, you get the best of everything. Because your stuff gets out there, but you don't have to be on the forefront. Yeah. What's your take on it, Jim?
Since I do write songs, it's more important to me to be a songwriter than a singer. Songwriting is the one thing I think I'm pretty good at, as opposed to, as a musician, I'm not that good in any instrument or...
And if you're curious, go to jimspilios.com and check out Jim's website. He's got his music up there. And you can see for yourself that he is an exceptional songwriter.
And you can't, because none of those are recorded the way they're meant to be. And
Soon, my friend.
when I play live and do a song, I appreciate when people like the song and everything, but until the song is recorded, it's like hearing a demo of Pete strumming on Baba O'Reilly say, okay, that sounds like something. But then when they actually make the record, it's like, wow, you know. And so there's that too. There's writing the song and then there's recording the song. Kind of two different things.
For sure.
Oh, thank you.
That's good. All right. Well, we're going to move right along to a new segment that we started last week. This is called... little segment I like to call Gallagher's Gems. This is where I pull some words of wisdom from one of the brothers Gallagher. We're going to go back to Liam tonight because I think usually Noel says the smarter things, but it doesn't have to be smart. It could just be something slightly controversial, although I don't think this one is. So let's see here. Liam says, when we're with each other 24/7 and she doesn't let me effing play up. The minute I start drifting or I take the piss, the minute I start being a diva, she says, you're a dick. She gives me a head check. She's the best thing, man. She's not chasing fame. She's down to earth. It sounds like beauty tamed the beast.
For now.
For now. Oh, okay. All right. I think that having that little special something in your life can make all the difference in the world.
I agree, but this is Liam Gallagher.
Oh, man. Yeah. This is
I
he's
kinda-
been married 2 times before, and then this is his third.
I
so.
kind of didn't get all that, but I don't really want you to read it again.
Yeah, well, it's just Liam saying that he's fallen for this girl and she keeps him in check. So the whole idea that he's gonna be out there off the chain, being a wild man, being a diva.
The guy can start a fight in an empty room. So
So since the Gallaghers, I should have brought this up last week when I was doing the Pet Sounds and the Beatles thing.
Yeah.
That Noel Gallagher, when he heard Pet Sounds, because he's hearing all this buzz about
Yep.
it, his first remark seemed to be, "Who the f is Tony Asher?" Because
Yeah.
he's the co-writer on all the songs, wrote most of the lyrics. And I thought Brian Wilson was some kind of effing genius. You know, he kind of went off on that. And I do love Brian Wilson, but he's always had help. You know, Mike Love used to write a lot of the original lyrics. There's nothing wrong with that, but, you know, I can't put Brian Wilson up with the Lennon, McCartneys, and Davies, and Townsends and stuff.
That's right.
So.
We got to do our song. We're going to do great songwriters, maybe top 5, top 10 songwriters. What do you think next week? You want to do it next week?
Could.
All right. Next week, we will reveal our top. You want to do top 5 or top 10? We'll do top 10 and we'll include duos. So it can be pairs or singles, songwriting duos or teams, and we'll do a top 10. All right, I bring those in. And Darcy, if you're watching out there, and I hope you are, feel free, come in with your top 10 favorites, and you in the chat as well. We'll be back next week with that. Scrimshank says, hey, that really was Liam showing humility, which you don't see very often. And again, I say beauty, tame the beast. It's a King Kong situation.
How old's he now?
Old-ish.
So it sounds like
Old-ish.
he's getting credit for not being a shit to his girlfriend.
Not to his girlfriend, to everyone. He's saying that she has made him sweeter to the world. He's no longer...
All right.
Yeah.
How long are they touring for?
They're not going to make it, man. I know. Just let me believe. Let me believe in my heart.
Sorry.
Let me
It's
believe in
all
my heart.
going to work out.
I want it to all be
gonna
fine.
be great.
Oh, I want it to all be fine.
Ah, there's Amber.
Amber is here. Look out. Let's see if you can even see her. There's a little bit of Amber.
That's sensitive.
That's because Boston Bill is in the house. He's been looking out for Amber while Marty and Darcy are going. Come on up to the mic, Bill. Say hi to everybody. Everybody likes Boston
What's up,
Bill.
Bill?
Hey, Bill.
How are you, my friend?
What's going on? Doing well. How are you?
Got the Rescue Wood Rehab shirt on?
I
representing?
do. I'm channeling Marty tonight. I got
love it,
Amber
man.
with me, and
That's
I figured
it,
I'd
yeah.
put on the...
Proud to Rescue Wood Rehab, proud to sponsor the show. Let's see, we'll put
Absolutely.
their logo up on there. You should go over to rwrnc.com. They are more than wood. It's a full experience. So anything that
They
you need. You got any nuggets of wisdom for? I know you just walked in, but we're getting towards the end here. Is there anything you want to get in music-wise? Some kind of wisdom from
Music-wise.
Boston Bill? We were talking about Oasis. Yeah. You came in during the
Oasis
Oasis
is,
portion of the show.
I'm a desert on Oasis. I don't know too much about Oasis.
Okay. Oh, look at Amber. She's right there on the camera, and she's gone.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But anyway, Marty, if you're watching, I'm taking good care of her. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, man. Good to
And,
see you, my friend.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
All right, we'll catch you
Hey,
later.
Bill.
Boston Bill, one of the OGs, part of the niche mafia, the regulars that come out here. So it is really like Cheers. If you're ever in the area, make sure you stop by Niche Wine Lounge in Holly Springs. We have a good time.
Yeah, indeed.
Hey, Jim, you want to play some music for us? There's the backside. Look,
This Jim?
I'm Darcy.
that's right. He's
Read-
Darcy. He's
read the
Darcy
mic.
tonight. No, we're looking for music from you, my friend. We'll get Jim tuned up here and going. In the meantime, in between time, now would be a great time for you to go on over to MaverickRoseMusic.com. Check us out. My schedule is on there. You can see where we're going to be performing, and my books of poetry are for sale there as well. All the various things. Open mic sign up. We do open mic out here every Thursday at Niche Wine Lounge. So
Yep.
we're going to get Jim tuned up. What are you thinking you'll play for us tonight, Jim?
I have no idea.
He has no idea. I love it.
By the time I'm tuned up.
That's the best.
Have you learnt any Oasis yet? Or
Yeah, he plays a couple Oasis songs with me, man. Maybe he'll do Half the World Away. I don't think he knows that one. Jim is tuning his guitar for those audio listeners that are not able to see what's going on, so I just want to make sure everyone knows as Jim gets tuned up here.
Well, in honor of Bruce's 7 albums coming out, I can play my...
Yeah.
Sometimes if I'm going to homage someone, I'll just do it in one song. I'm not going to, try and,
Take it away, Jim.
When I I used to play out live sometimes, I didn't have any Springsteen songs. So if someone asks, I say, "Oh, this is a Springsteen. It's a unreleased track from the Nebraska album," I would say. And they think, "Oh, this is called Dead Heat."
Troubles in me run deep, but my thoughts seem so shallow. My daddy's ambition ran high, but his fields lay fallow. Brought me up to be a man, a real straight arrow. But after he died, I strayed from the straight and narrow. I met her in a diner on the back streets of Virginia Beach. She came into town a waitress, but she left a thief. Loved to watch her walk in her faded out skin-tight jeans. We made love in 7 states that left 43. We ended up killing a cop 'cause he got in our way. So we fled down south of the border in Mexico Lindo. We holed up in this old shack for the price of a casino. These long, hard Mexico nights, I just smoke and I pace. That cop we killed, I swear, had my daddy's face. Now we're haunted and we're hunted, and I'd sell my soul for just one night's sleep. But the ghost of my daddy just won't give me any peace. No, the ghost of my daddy just won't give me any peace.
Thank you for that, Jim. Yeah, definitely. And with that, would you like to talk about that song a little bit? Because
Okay.
it's classic, man. I mean, I know you were saying that it's Springsteen-esque, which it is, obviously, but
It's actually a Frankenstein monster of a ripoff song, because I told you about the age thing. I wrote that in 1980, so I was in my 40s.
Uh-huh.
I wrote my better songs when I was like 21. So, yeah, a little Springsteen influence. There's a little Gene Pitney in there. I even stole a riff from Pitney that I had to change because I didn't realize I stole it. The chords are from an Eagles song, pretty close to that, and there's a little Sam Peckinpah mention with the Mexico Lindo.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those I kind of cobbled together, but I like the lyrics. It's just a story song, you know, so...
Yeah.
I took something that wasn't that great and kind of just worked it. So that's the advantage
It's the story
of
of my
being
life,
old.
man. I try this every day.
You lose the raw imagination, but you gain the
light. The light
knowledge,
inside
the
is broken, but I still work. You know.
So anyway,
Just keep on going.
that'll be on the 7th Master Cylinder album.
Good stuff, man. Well, we want to thank everyone for being there from Niche Wine Lounge, Andy behind the bar, Ted, Christy, Boston Bill, Amber, Pumpkin. I'm working my way through the list. Jim, British Jim, myself, Maverick. Want to thank you all for being
Thank
here.
you, Jim. Thank you, Darcy,
That's
for
it.
helping
Yeah,
out.
Darcy, Marty, we hope that you have safe travels. Come back to us. Rescue Wood Rehab out of North Carolina, proud to sponsor the show, and we are proud to have them as sponsors for the show. Thank you all for making us the 2025 podcast of the year for the Triangle. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So if you are watching online on YouTube, come back in about 5 minutes and we'll be doing a live performance. If you're here in the bar, hang around. We'll be doing a live performance for the next hour or so. And if you are on iTunes or Spotify or any of the places where you're streaming the podcast, we will catch you next week. Thank you all for being here. Without you, none of this would be possible. And I say, as always, thank you to Zen. What am I doing, man? Thank you to Zen. That's right. It's a thankless
Thank you,
job
Zen.
producing the show. Yeah, thank you, Zen. We appreciate everything that you do, man.